Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something pretty huge, Vedanta, one of the oldest and, honestly, most mind-bending philosophies on the planet. We're going on a journey to answer the one question that sits under everything else. Who are you, really? So let me just start by asking you this. We all identify so strongly with our bodies, our thoughts, our jobs, our personalities. But what if all of that, everything you think makes you, is just a temporary role you're playing? What if your actual self is something way, way bigger, something that was never born and will never die? That's the door Vedanta opens for us. All right, so what is Vedanta anyway? The name itself actually gives us a massive clue. It points directly to the whole goal of this philosophy, to get to the very end of the line, to the ultimate knowledge. Let's just break down the word. Veda means knowledge, and Anta means end. So Vedanta literally means the end of knowledge. Now, this doesn't just mean it's at the back of the ancient books called the Vedas. It's making a much bolder claim that this is the final conclusion, the ultimate truth that all other knowledge leads to. Okay, but why would anyone need this ultimate knowledge? I mean, what's the problem it's trying to solve? Well, Vedanta gets right to the heart of the human experience. It starts with a problem we all know intimately: suffering. According to Vedanta, all our stress, all our anxiety, all our pain, it all stems from one single fundamental mistake. It's a cosmic case of mistaken identity. The term for it is avidya, which means ignorance. And it's this deep, gut-level feeling that I am this body, I am this mind. We get so attached to things that are temporary, and we're terrified of losing them, all because we've forgotten who we really are. And this ignorance, this avidya, it isn't a small thing. It has this huge consequence. It traps us in what's called samsara. You can think of it as a kind of cosmic hamster wheel, an endless cycle of birth, death, and then rebirth. We keep coming back again and again, chasing pleasure, running from pain, lifetime after lifetime, all because we're looking for our real selves in all the wrong places. So if our sense of who we are is a mistake, what about the world out there? The chair you're sitting on, the screen you're looking at. Well, this is where Vedanta makes a really radical claim. It says the physical world, as we perceive it, isn't the final reality. It's more like a grand illusion, a cosmic magic trick, and it has a name: Maya. Now, to help us wrap our heads around this, Vedanta uses this brilliant classic analogy. Picture this. You're walking down a path at dusk, and you see something coiled up ahead. Your heart just stops. It's a snake. But then you get a little closer, you shine a light on it, and you realize, oh, it's just a piece of rope. The snake was never actually there. It was just your mind misinterpreting the rope. Vedanta says the entire universe is like that snake, a projection, an appearance that seems real but is hiding the truth of what's really there. Okay, so if the world is an illusion and my personal identity is a mistake, then what in the world is actually real? This is where we get to the absolute heart of Vedanta, its breathtaking, liberating answer. To get there, we need two very important words. First is Atman. You can think of this as your individual consciousness, that silent awareness deep inside you that's watching your thoughts go by. It's the real you. And then there's Brahman. That's the big one. It's the ultimate reality of the entire cosmos, the single, infinite, unchanging source of everything, the whole show. And here it is, the central, most electrifying statement of Advaita Vedanta, the most famous school of this philosophy. Get ready for it. Atman equals Brahman. Your individual consciousness is not just a piece of the universal consciousness, it is the universal consciousness. The wave isn't just in the ocean, the wave is the ocean. To put another way, you're not a person having a cosmic experience, you are the cosmos having a human experience. I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hold on. If I'm the entire universe, why am I worried about paying my rent? Why do I feel so small and separate? That's a great question. And Vedanta has a surprisingly detailed answer. It's all about unpeeling the layers. So Vedanta gives us this amazing map of the false self. It says our true self, the Atman, is covered up by three distinct layers, or bodies, called the shariras. You can see here how they're nested, from the most obvious outer layer to the deepest, most subtle inner layer. These are what create that powerful feeling of being a separate individual. So let's break them down real quick. The outermost layer is the Sthula Sharira. That's the easy one. It's your physical, gross body. Your bones, your muscles, everything you see. Go a layer deeper and you find the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. This is where your mind, your intellect, and your ego live.
And at the very core of what you think of as you is the Karna Sharira, the causal body. It's like the seed of your individuality, a state of deep consciousness we experience in dreamless sleep.
And we can get even more detailed. These three bodies are broken down further into 5 sheaths, or koshas. Think of it like the layers of an onion. You start on the outside with the physical sheath, the body made of food. Then you peel that back to find the energy sheath, the mental sheath, the intellectual sheath, until you finally arrive at the innermost layer, the sheath of bliss. The whole point of the practice is to peel back these layers to find the real you, the Atman, right at the center.
So, we have the problem, which is ignorance, and we have the incredible solution, realizing you are the universe. But how do you actually do it? How does this become more than just a cool idea? Well, Vedanta lays out a very clear, practical path to get there.
It's a 3-step journey. The first step is called Shravan, which is simply hearing the teaching from a qualified teacher and the scriptures. But that's not enough. Next comes Manan. This is where you really think about it, reflect on it, question it, and use your logic to work through every single doubt until it makes perfect sense. And finally, there's Nididhyasan, deep meditation, where the intellectual idea drops from your head into your heart and becomes a direct, living experience. Now, it is important to note that over thousands of years, different schools of thought have looked at this great equation, Atman equals Brahman, in slightly different ways. Advaita, which we've mostly been talking about, says they are 100% identical, no difference. Vishishtadvaita says, well, the soul is a part of Brahman but still distinct, and Dvaita says they are two completely separate things. It just goes to show how rich and deep this philosophy really is. And that really brings us to the final question. Let's just put all the Sanskrit words and philosophy aside for a second. Just sit with this one idea. If you truly knew deep in your bones that your true self is the very same consciousness that lights up the sun and breathes in the person next to you, how would that change things? How would you walk through the rest of your day? That's the real takeaway. That's the quest Vedanta invites you on.